Well, good morning. It's 11th of June, and as you can remember from my live stream yesterday, it arrived, the open call competition from North York's art school. So what I've done some looking at what happened in those days, in the strikes, the kids, the environment, the police, actually what happened. People sat around, the workers, just try and get an idea about what was going on. As you can see, you can't really read the writing, is what I've done. Let's just tilt this down now. Hopefully you'll be able to see. Yeah. I'll just move the camera back slightly. I've got 3 boxes. These are the same size as what the postcard is. And I'm going to try and do something from these photographs. I don't know what, I don't know how it's going to look. But I'm going to put some headphones on and I am going to do something. So, I've got 3. I might not use all 3, I might just use 1 or 2 of them. So let's see what comes up. I hope you enjoy this. This is just to show me how it's going to look on the finished picture, or what I'm going to do, how much room I've got. Because as you know, I don't work on things this small. I'd rather do bigger pieces of work. So it's going to be interesting. Enjoy.
Black before dawn, black after dark. That's how the miner's day begins. Black on his hands, black in his lungs. That's how the miner earns his bread. Black in the sea, black in the dust, deep where the daylight never comes. We leave our homes while village sleeps, the morning frost upon the stone, past pit-head wheels and winding gear, to labor where the sun has gone, down through the cage into the deep, where timber groans beneath the weight, 1,000 feet beneath the fields, where Britain's fires and fortunes wait. The pick strikes hard against the seam, the trolley rattles by, and every ton that leaves the pit was bought with sweat and time. Black before dawn, black after dark. That's how the miner's day begins. Deep in the seam, far from the sun, working where the daylight ends. For every heart, for every home, for every ship and railway line, the coal was won by working men who gave their strength and time. The roof can fall, the gas can burn, the darkness shows no mercy here. A man may leave his wife at dawn and never see another year. We crawl through seams too low to stand, we breathe the dust all day, and every cough that follows home tells what the lungs must pay. The stone gives warning if it can, the timber speaks in groans, and every miner learns to hear the language of the coal. Then came the spring of '26, and word spread through the coal fields wide: work harder, earn still less. And every village knew the cost, from Durham Rows to Yorkshire streets, from Welsh valleys to the Clyde. The miners stood and drew a line, and working Britain stood beside. Black before dawn, black after dark. That's how the miner's day begins. But there comes a time when a working man must stand for more than bread. Shoulder to shoulder, street by street, the coal fields raise their voice. And all across the nation then The people made their choice. 9 days the railway slow to rest, 9 days the engine ceased, 9 days the newspapers fell silent, 9 days the movement eased. Yet through the streets the brass bands played, no drumbeat marked the way, just cornets, horns and trombones sounding through another hungry day. The wives kept hope upon the hearth, the children learned to wait, and neighbors shared what little they had beyond each village gate. No grand speeches filled our homes, no riches came our way, just neighbor helping neighbor on to see another day. A loaf from one, a sack from two, a hand when times were hard. The strength that built the coalfield towns was never found in cars. For every miner standing firm, 100 stood behind. And that is why the strike still lives within the British mind. Black before dawn, black after dark, that's how the miner's day begins. Black in the scene, black in the dust, deep where the daylight never enters. For every heart, for every home, for every town that grew and thrived. The coal beneath this nation's feet was won by men who risked their lives. Black before dawn, black before dawn, black after dark, black after dark. Though many pits are silent now, the spirit of those mining men still walks among us now. Black before dawn, black after dark, the winding wheels stand still today. Yet when the brass band starts to play, the coal fields never fade away. Extra, extra, read all about it. Coal fields in dispute, strike to begin. Read all about it. I walk the rows of cottages with the morning in my hands, ink still wet upon the paper, carrying news across the land. Outside one miner's doorway, two worn boots stood side by side. Coal dust settled on the leather from the shift before the night. The headline spoke of action, the strike to start today. Yet those boots remained beside the door, for work would have to wait. Street by street, town by town, the word moved on, the word moved round. And Britain stood still for 9 long days. The wheels stopped turning, the engine stayed. No trains rolling, no presses ran. 1.7 million working men, hand in hand, street to street, standing firm, refusing defeat. The stations fell to silence, no whistles split the dawn. Factory yards stood empty, the working shift had gone. The docks lay still beside the tide, no cargo crossed the quay. The country held its breath a while to show what labor means. I saw neighbors sharing bread, I saw families helping through. A borrowed loaf for warming fire when money had run thin. While leaders argued and power watched, the workers held their common cause. And Britain stood still for 9 long days. The wheels stopped turning, the engine stayed. No trains rolling, no presses ran. 1.7 million working men, hand in hand, street to street, standing firm, refusing defeat. I saw police upon the roads, I saw soldiers called to stand, yet no command could drive a train or work the coal beneath the land. For what is power without labor? What is wealth without the hand? The strength of Britain stood revealed in ordinary working men. Each morning past that cottage, those same boots caught my eye, still waiting by the doorway beneath the northern sky. The newspaper grew older, the days moved slowly on, yet every house upon that street remained together, standing strong. Some paid a heavy price for it, some hopes were left behind, but no one could deny the strength of workers unify. For Britain stood still for 9 long days. The wheels stopped turning, the engine stayed. Families helping families, neighbors standing near, finding strength together through uncertainty and fear. And though the strike would end, the memory still remains, like those warm boots beside the door, still standing in the rain. That labor built the nation, and solidarity sustains. Extra, extra! Read all about it. 9 days that shook a nation. The paper fades, the boots remain. Read all about it. Read all about it.
Okay, let me try and explain what I've quickly done. Just some quick couple of quick sketches. Okay, this is going to be a back door of a cottage, miner's cottage, possibly. Newspaper, the Herald, or Northern Herald, or something like that. It doesn't need to be accurate. Boots on the floor, miner's boots, partly laced, just left there from the last time they were used. Maybe coal and the dust all around. Obviously on the newspaper it's going to say the strike tomorrow, and maybe some pictures. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is it's going to be like a railway station or railway yard. Don't forget I don't have a big space, and it's going to be maybe 1, 2, possibly 3 people standing by a railway carriage. This will be better, don't worry. And with the plaque, general strike, so it's going to show the labour, it's going to show you resistance and solidarity. The first one, I think it's going to show you the labour, definitely. I think it's a stronger piece. It's going to show you the aftermath of, well, not the aftermath, but the effects of boots down. Not going to be doing any work for you today, mister. Not until you give me a better deal. But anyway. And solidarity again in the third one, possibly including resistance, labour, and community. I think this one's got everything with it. It's going to be miners' plaques walking through a town or a village, like a big town. Police officer standing by, people in the background, buildings, maybe tram lines, and people walking in the procession. So those are my 3 ideas, and you're not going to know which one I choose until I do it. Aha! Let's turn you up. So I hope you like those ideas. Put your comment on. Tell me what you think. I forgot to press record when I started doing the boots, so I do apologise. You've only got the last bit of it. You don't need to vote on which one I'm going to do. I'm still going to play around with the sizes and the way to go forward. Okay. Thanks very much for watching. Tell me what you think. Can you see yourself walking in the strikes? Would you work? Would you not work? Would you strike? Would you go on the marches with your banner, with your plaque? Be interesting. Let me know. Just think, it could happen in England one day again. Right, I'll catch you later. Bye.